Welcome back, everybody, to the podcast from Boys to Men. As you can see, we got something different going on this time around. We got a guest, my boy Caleb. Man, we appreciate you coming through. We got a whole different segment going on here where he brought us some food. So Caleb is, and then as you would like to say, an aspiring chef, correct? Yeah. I consider him just a chef. I know I'm just a regular person, so I can kind of just say that. But no disrespect to anybody who's been in the profession for years, but I know this guy gets a lot of great reviews from people who've had his food. We're excited to have this. Would you like to explain what we have here?
Yeah. So this is one of my favorite dishes to make. Anytime like somebody asks me, well, what's your favorite thing, and what would you recommend for me whenever I cater for them, I always recommend this. It is barbecue brown sugar salmon that gets caramelized with butter, brown sugar, and honey. And then after that, I top it off with fried corn, southern fried corn, most people may say. And then I normally do rice cakes, but I didn't have the chance to actually shape up the rice. That's just a fancy way of saying, fancy shaped rice. But that usually goes in the center with the fried corn being around it, and then the salmon being on top. And it usually gets garnished with a nice little lemon squeeze and some parsley.
I don't know about y'all, but that sounds good. So, yeah. So, we're going to get into introducing you to the rest of the fellas, and we're going to get into this episode. We got some questions for them, as well as we're going to taste this food and kind of give we're not going to really give a full review or anything like that, but we're going to let them know if we think it's good. Because we like honesty around there.
Yeah.
So, we keep it real. So, stay tuned. We're about to go ahead right over here. And here we are, everybody. We back. As you saw, as we started things up, we got this plate. We got our special guest, Caleb.
What's up, people?
Man.
How's everybody doing?
That's with a K or a C?
With a C.
All right, cool.
That was an interesting moment.
I get that from time to time.
Dom always brings interest.
I've never seen Caleb spell with a K. I'm just
really?
We don't trust those.
Really? I have. I definitely have.
The ones spelled with a K, we don't trust them.
Which is funny though, because I get the is it Mark spelled with a K or with a C all the time? And
that's normal.
I mean, it's really not, but all right. No, it really shouldn't be. We'll take it back. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But
because people always go to that. Well, is it Marcus? Did I say Marcus, bro? I said Mark.
Yeah, see.
I'm
he gets so angry
because dog.
Did I say Marcus, bro?
It's so infuriating that it had like the people make it seem like it's gotta.
That's
be.
Fine. I mean,
it's gotta be Marcus.
Well, I mean, they might mess up your last name too, but
they definitely mess up my last name.
They might spell it with an A. Like, yeah, it's a Mark Hall.
It gets called Hall all the time, but
I'm sick and tired of GRAM. Like,
so you talking about a gram, boy?
Right,
I'm sorry.
Like I'm weighing out here.
So as we proceed,
as interested I am in this conversation. I have food in front of me.
I definitely want to. We got to get into our usual, this fun old segment that we've been doing for a while now. We like to go ahead and get into a
story time with Dom.
Listening to it.
Never gets old. Never gets any less weird either.
No, it don't. Yo, what up, good peoples? You know what it is. Your boy Diamond from Nick all day, every day. Slow motion. You know what I'm saying? Never lacking, never slacking, always packing. We keep it right, we keep it tight.
I hate it.
You know.
Wow, what we packing?
Food today.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, facts to my stomach. You know. But as far as the story, look, check. A long time ago, right? Long time ago. I was like 5, 6. I remember this. This is when I got conscious. Side note, I'm asking later. Like I was in like, I think kindergarten, first grade or whatever. Mm-hmm. So like, and I remember this. It was funny. This is when you don't think of all the consequences. So we in class or whatever. I think we was doing story time or we had free time, whatever. So we in a circle. We all talking.
Story time with Dom. This is where it started.
I know, right? So we all talking. I don't remember what we was talking about, but I think we was talking that one. I think we was talking about Batman or something like that. Somebody because he punched somebody or something. Mm-hmm. And this one little kid he said, "Yeah, I'm just like I can take a punch." I said, "No, you can't." This was the first. Yeah, you heard. You know exactly. So look. He was like, "I can take a punch." I said, "No, you can't." He said, "Yeah, I'm strong just like that." I said, "I'm stronger than you." It was like, "You can punch me. I'm telling you, I can eat it." I'm like, "No, you can't." Mind you, y'all, like I said, I'm like first grade, bro. Like First grade. I'm like, no, you can't. But okay, we about to find this out. Literally, he was like, you can hit me, hit me. I'm like, all right. When I tell you, I hit that man straight in the stomach. I'm sorry, I cocked all the way back, and I was bow.
Like, was it one of them uppercut stomach punches, or it
Man,
was like, you know, jab?
No, it was straight. It was a straight. It was a whole straight.
Man.
He did one of these.
Ugh, straight to the stomach. Hold on, let me finish. So look. I hit him right there. When I tell you, little buddy collapsed. Like he just leaned over and was gone.
I mean, he
dead
couldn't
drop.
breathe.
Yeah.
So, and then you know,
tried to collapse his
what
lung.
made it worse? What made it worse? I'm like, oh my god, are you okay? What made it worse? Right when I like punched him, teacher right through the door and saw me like KO him straight in the stomach.
Man.
I didn't get in trouble.
How?
School you go.
I ain't get in trouble.
Never mind. Let's
Because
not bring that part
no,
up.
because I mean in real life, we told you the truth. He's told me to, and I did it. I shouldn't have did it. It was a bad decision on my part, but he told me to, so it's like,
You feel like you had a chip on
yeah, like I got to do this.
Yeah, to prove
And
the point.
yeah, so I did it. The teacher, I mean,
Early stages of toxic masculinity.
all the kids vouched like, no, he did tell him to do it. So I did it. You know, they called my mom. My mom was like, you did what? And I told her what happened. She just laughed. Did I get whooped for that? No, I didn't, because it was one of those moments of, he told me to do it.
Now,
Why you ain't whooping for that? What you mean?
Because I ain't do it.
For honesty,
It wasn't like I did it like I'm about to fight my man. He told me to punch him in the
I
stomach.
only seen that in 2 instances: movies and anime, where they like straight
Pretty much.
punch him and then
That's pretty
collapse.
much what I did.
So it's like I don't know. I feel like that's an
He's
assault.
watched a lot of anime over his life.
This is
too,
true.
so.
Yeah.
But, you know, all in all,
That makes
people,
sense.
you know, when somebody tell you punch him in the stomach, don't punch him in the stomach.
Okay, that's a good.
You
tip
know,
to live
especially when teach your kids not to punch
So-
kids in the stomach.
Gee, I feel like there's a stronger message to this story,
So
right?
that was
I
Yeah,
feel like
work on your
no,
core strength.
we're not done yet. I feel like there's a stronger message to this story.
I mean,
by. He said work on your core strength. I feel like that's.
I said don't punch nobody in the stomach.
And that was
Exactly.
a story time with Dom.
I think we're gonna move
We're done
on.
here.
Just saying, man.
as
You
G-
telling a 6-year-old to work on their core strength, then this
I'm just saying, man. There's some
conversation
6-year-olds out here got some dominant cores. I mean, a
As-
couple kids online,
Anywho.
man. I'm saying, man.
as G would
Out here
say,
looking better than us.
for bag segment. Let's get into this here food we got here.
So what's this again?
Please
This is
explain.
brown sugar barbecue salmon. That's caramelized. With the fried corn and then the rice.
Some peppers in here too?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna get in here.
I'm gonna hit this rice though, because you know sometimes rice don't be good all the time.
Yeah, that is true.
That is very true.
No, this rice cooked perfectly though.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got a
With
rice
the-
cooker?
With the with the
See?
way the sauce.
He got a rice cooker.
Anytime you make rice for anybody, I typically use rice cooker because it's the most consistent thing. It's like, you know, you don't want it too gummy. You don't want like hard, uncooked rice.
The way the
the
sauce is like, it's like the juice is like in the rice and it's like
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, and I usually compliment with the butter and everything like that.
With the butter though.
Yeah, this is good, bro.
Hold on, bro. You about to cut this camera off in a minute, 'cause I'm telling you, bro, he about to go over there and just make some more food.
Typically, not gonna lie, the way I played it is that because the salmon is on top, the rice, and then the corners are circling around it. Normally, you just take the fork and you just cut straight through. You know, so it's just like, okay,
This is fire, bro.
thank you, man.
Yo,
Now, are you one of those chefs that don't like to give out recipes, or
No, so I figured I heard somebody say like, if you really that cold, you'll come up with something like new. You'll come up with like, if it's like if you as good as you think you are, you'll always have something new working on.
I mess with that?
Yeah, so I don't mind sharing it.
I always feel like it's good to share knowledge too. Like, that's what we're here for.
You gonna catch this on the social though. You gonna catch this on the social though. 100%. You gotta pay for this? Never mind, you're not gonna catch this on the social. You gotta slide in DM.
We gonna help him out. We ain't gonna pay for this.
No, I typically don't.
It's fire.
If I don't share the recipe, it's not because I'm skeptical. It's just I would like to make it for you first, and then you have at it. You get to make it yourself, you know.
What do you what got you into doing this?
Oh man, so I've been passionate about cooking for like since I was a little kid.
What was your first dish?
You still a little kid now, but
Still am, yeah, you're right. First dish I want to say was either eggs or grilled cheese. Like, you know, most dads, for those who, you know, are blessed to have pops in the home. Like, you feel me? Most of them only know how to make breakfast foods.
Yeah.
That's a statistical thing. It's like
Unfortunately,
they normally only know how to make breakfast food. They
wild.
steaks and stuff like that for barbecue.
Yeah.
But anytime on a regular night, you would see them make a grilled cheese. You see them make eggs and bacon. Like anything with pancake, they kill it. You feel me? That's they pride and joy right there. It's breakfast food. So, you know, watching my pops, I'm like, man, like, and he got 6 kids, so he probably, I know he got sick of like 6 kids circling for one grilled cheese. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own. And then, crazy thing is, my very first time in the kitchen, I think I was 3 or 4, and my mom, I got up in the wee hours in the morning. My mom tells me the story like all the time, like clear as day. And she was like, and I remember it very vividly. And I was in the kitchen. I grabbed a step stool, pulled it up to the stove, grabbed like a pot. I remember this very vividly. The pot was dirty and had chicken bones in it. And I grabbed a spoon. And I was just stirring chicken bones, acting like I was on a talking show, pretending I was cooking. And my mom came down that morning, and she saw it, and she just let me do it for like 30 minutes. And then she told me like I was making my own breakfast and stuff like at a very young age. Yeah. So my family heard about that, and from then on, both sides, mom's side and pop's side, started just kind of speaking that into me. And then I kind of contemplated it after high school, like if this is something I really want to do. Yeah. You know, because it's different when like people, you know, impose their dreams on you, like, oh, this is what you're gonna be. Yeah. And, like, you know, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm sure they had great intentions. Yeah. But like I took time out to say like, oh, is this something I really want to do? And then come to find out, it's like, yo, I love cooking. Like, you know, I love like being around people. So and food.
What do you want to do with that? Are you planning on becoming a chef?
Yeah. So that's actually what I'm going to school for right now as we speak. For culinary.
Nice. You ever considered your own show?
I haven't considered my own show, but I haven't considered owning my own restaurant. And then if I can't do that, like not if I can't do it, but like another alternative would be to be an instructor in culinary, so to teach people how to cook. Which is why, as you stated earlier, do I mind sharing my recipes? Yeah. It's like not really, you know, because it's something I want to teach people how to do anyway. You know? Absolutely.
So I see a lot of people who are at-home cooks, professional chefs, things like that, on social media nowadays. Is that something you do?
No, not yet. But it is something I'm going to start doing, put myself out there. Just networking with people.
I got on him about that 2 weeks ago, actually.
He did.
I was about to say, I'm keeping it a bug with you, my baby. I'm going to keep it a bug with you, my baby.
I need you to put this.
I'm going to need you to put this on the gram and stuff, bro.
Appreciate that.
For real, dog.
My whole Facebook full of stuff.
What you taxing for this?
Man, so
what's the ticket? I'm sorry if I'm talking too hood for y'all out here. My bad.
You wild.
My bad.
Right. You ever been in corner?
That's good, though. I mean, the food is bringing out its inner.
The food changed everything.
It's only bringing out what was already inside. You feel me? So, you know.
That's
but nah, so this is the thing. I know is YouTube exists, so it's very easy. Like a lot of people can question any type of trade nowadays. It's like, man, like you don't gotta go to school for that. You just go on YouTube, they show you how to do it, which is true. And I'm not knocking YouTube because it's showing me some things. So my thing hasn't been really like bringing content to like the social media. It's been like bringing content that's like unique and it's still like, you know, beneficial like to other people, and then also like showing them like how I do things in a unique way, but it's still like good food, good substance and stuff like that. Yeah. Where it's like, oh, you just trying to be different, so you doing extreme things like putting hair in cake and then eating it. I know it's like
I'm sorry.
I've seen that. Watch enough YouTube, you see them doing random things.
Hey,
to give you.
yo.
I mean, that's true.
Let me tell y'all something. You putting hair in some food, we gonna have to fight.
Yeah.
We gotta run 60 seconds.
They should be arrested.
Oh no, we gotta run 60 seconds. Outside of everything else.
Arrested.
They can get that afterwards. I'm still running 60 seconds.
There's a group of what do you call them? Influencers that get on social media and do random stuff. Like there's one time, one woman, she did something like made some food item with toilet water.
See?
Oh, I've unfortunately seen that. This
So.
So out of pocket.
You need to leave.
I'm pretty sure I sent that to y'all in the
you might.
You probably did, bro.
It might have been you that sent it.
See what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's like, okay, like that's different, but that's like weird different.
You're not
that's
trying to
like,
be a gimmick.
I'm not trying to be like that. Like, no, different, but it's still like, oh, this is dope. And people feel confident that they can make this at home and get the same results, you know?
And I don't think there's anything wrong with going to school for stuff. You're just trying to better your craft. You find to figure out a way to better it. And that's one way to do it. There's multiple, like you said, there's multiple avenues for different things.
You know what? I got a good idea.
It's something different. It's people, for whatever reason, people devalue going to school these days. Sometimes, I mean, people still go,
Yeah.
but the way they talk about it, the way they think
It's
about
a
it,
negative stigma attached.
Yeah.
Now,
to it.
now
Nah,
it is.
and which is
It's
crazy
huge.
because it used to be a negative stigma
To
on
not
the fact
go.
if you didn't go to school, you were just dumb, or you just didn't know nothing. You couldn't succeed in no
You
way.
weren't gonna be nothing in life.
And
Now
now,
it's dumb to go to school because you're gonna end up coming out broke.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I just think it's just do whatever.
Exactly. I
That's
think,
real.
and people need to understand that
Whatever works for you, do it.
everybody's situation is
As long as you got a
different.
plan.
You know,
And culinary was like, yo, I would recommend even if you're not like in the kitchen, if you're not a big like never dreamed of being in the kitchen, I would still recommend just going. Just like it's a trade you can take anywhere, and then it's like the networking is ridiculous. Like Mark was just telling me like a couple weeks ago about an opportunity to network with somebody, just off of like I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and then it's just like, oh wow. You get to meet people, you get to go places, you get to travel with it. It's like it's a trade that can take
Right.
you across seas and can take you
Yeah.
across the.
I mean, I will say, I only know one person, two actually, but one person like real good, real great. My boy Daniel, and this is just maybe you can connect with him because he literally went to school of culinary arts. Now he's a personal chef and he travels like stupid crazy across the states. And I'm talking about private dinners with like people like Dan Gilbert and everything.
you
So
see, if you
that's what I'm like. It's
roll with us,
possible.
we're gonna hook you up with
yeah.
people. Dog.
It's completely possible.
But-
if you even if you want to do like small things and you doing this craft because it's something that you enjoy. The fact is, like we know biblically, you know what I'm saying, it's your gift, it's your talent, so you got to use it.
Yeah.
So this is one of the moments when, you know, if opportunity exists for you to
Please use it.
use it and to, you know, to network at the same time,
We've talked about
man, you need to go ahead and do that.
So,
See-
I don't mean to cut you off
No,
because
go
I just want to get this idea out here. I think it's a really great one. You have street musicians, you have street magicians, you have dancers, things like that. You don't often see street cooks.
Yeah.
And I know you might think maybe, well, people got, you know, food trucks,
I was about to ask
food
that.
stands, things like that. But it's a craft,
Facts.
right? It's an art form.
It is.
And to be able to perform a dish. In other words, I have finesse with it, the way I prepare it, the way I plate it, and then to be able to offer a really nice meal to your audience free of charge because it's something that's going to draw them in. It's he does it well, and it's fun to watch, and then he gives his food out at the end, and it's delicious. That's something I want to see.
Well, I will
Just want
say
to put
this.
that out there.
I will say this, Chuck, because Chuck is the king of
Ideas?
these perfect world ideas. Here's the problem, Chuck.
In a perfect world. Oh yeah, man.
You comparing that to like, it's a great idea though. Don't get me wrong, because that's a great way to get your name out there. If you have money.
So you the black sheep today. All right, go ahead.
I mean, if you got money, I mean, you know.
Be honest.
The thing with the food is, you know, you gotta pay for that food. You gotta buy the food.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So if you're just gonna be out here giving food away for free,
So that's what I'm saying.
So you have to-
I'm not saying
if
you
you
giving
build a
out.
network-
I'm not saying you giving out like, you know.
Whole 3-course meals and everything.
Yeah.
No,
sure.
not even that. I'm not saying you giving out 50, 60 plates. Nothing like that. I'm saying,
Yeah.
let's say you prepared 3 plates,
I mean, that's a great YouTube channel
right?
for sure.
So, and that's what I'm saying. You ain't like out here splurging on meals. And then with that, you know, over time, eventually you will get your money
100%.
back from either
100%.
views, endorsements, that things like that.
Yeah, 100%. I think if you have a game plan around that idea,
Yeah.
that idea could actually benefit greatly in the long run, for sure. I was just talking about just the idea, just off.
He's not too far off.
He just wanted to use some violence. That's
Yeah,
all.
he did.
You know,
For me, that's actually so.
Between-
My church hosted this thing called the Winterfest, and it's an opportunity for business owners and people who have like their own, you know, establishments behind their name to like either promote it, to sell it, to advertise it. And for me, Felix Culina,
Oh, we gotta explain.
Name
I was about to say,
name-
what?
Explain.
Name
Hey,
that.
spell that, bro.
so FELIXCULINA.
All right, cool.
You didn't actually have to say that.
You really didn't,
But
but I appreciate it.
Go ahead. Say it again.
So
and
you want me to
explain
go
that.
behind the name? So it can get pretty lengthy.
What is? They don't even know what it is yet.
Yeah.
All right, so
What is
Felix Culina is what I plan to name my establishment. But I wanted to. So first and foremost, I didn't want to. When I picked the name, I didn't want anything to have my name personally, because I felt like it was bigger than me. I didn't even want to do my last name because it's like I feel like it can go deeper than just family, and blood. So like, I'm
Talk
like,
to him.
I like that.
so I was thinking legacy. I was like, okay.
Ooh, legacy. All right, cool. Go ahead.
Dom on one today, my
So,
boy.
I was thinking like, okay, like what's something that can expand bigger than me, bigger than relatives, bigger than blood. Like even when I'm gone, even like if the generation behind me is gone, it is still like timeless.
Yeah.
And then so I went with something that's like, okay, this is gonna be not just an establishment but a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So Felix Culina is Latin for happy kitchen.
Okay. Nice.
Yes. So
So
Hey, this man
so
is top
fire,
tier.
dog.
He's
Thank
top
y'all.
tier.
thank y'all.
He thought about everything.
I'm trying.
You
So
want extra today.
you want that second plate?
I think that's what the work is for.
Hey man, what you put in his plate, dog?
You gave him some more juice, man.
No, y'all don't understand. So like before the episode, right? Dom was over here chilling, super mellow. Y'all know he kind of mellow, sort of. Y'all know the more upbeat one a little bit, but he a little more mellow than the rest of us. He was just chilling, right? The food done woke him up to a whole nother world. This man different. Okay,
I mean,
But-
he was made for the camera. That's all.
clearly.
Today.
Clearly. But go ahead and finish what you were. So that's what you want to. You want to. That's your plan to use that. You said Happy Kitchen.
Happy kitchen. So
I like that so much,
it
man.
originally came from the idea, like, y'all know I like every time somebody asks me what I'm going to school for, I say Culina. They be like, you trying to be like Gordon Ramsay? You gonna be the next Gordon Ramsay? They be like, Hell's Kitchen. I'm like, bro, that is a terrible environment to work in,
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
Hey, I don't think people understand that. I really don't think people understand that.
I
like
like
that.
No knock to the show, but
The show is
That's it.
entertaining.
It's stressful. It's
Yeah,
like,
I ain't
you can see the stress from the people that are on those
exactly.
shows,
And my
right?
instructor told me that's how they used to really be. And he's
Yeah.
like, he's not like that. My instructors are not like that at all. They're like, yo, we're trying to change that. We don't
Yeah.
want people thinking that you go in the kitchen and it's stressful and like you get cussed out and you get called an idiot sandwich. Like no, like literally. So I thought to myself, I was like, okay, like the food that I make, I want it to be good food, good vibes,
Yeah.
And it's like the only way you can do that is if you're making it with love. And it's like, okay, like if I'm putting like my passion into this, if I'm like really trying to craft this, I want it to be like in a good environment where like I'm working with people who are not just coworkers or employees or employers, but people who you can genuinely consider family, like even outside of this, where it's like just like what we're doing now, you can just chop it up.
Yeah.
Like people get to share they creativity, and then on top of that, like you get to just fellowship over food.
Yeah.
And like with the people you serving and with the people you serving with, So I feel like Happy Kitchen is like the embodiment of that, where you get to like be in the kitchen and the vibes is amazing, the food is amazing.
That's super
like,
dope, bro.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and if you want it, I thought like if the establishment take off, you feel me, get to the point to where I can expand and then do live music in there, where now you got good vibe, like music to go with it, with the good food and the good drinks and the good, memories.
I love
that you make.
hearing a young brother having like, and that's what I consider like we've grown like he like became like my little brother at this point, but like I really love hearing the excitement, the plan, but him having a plan, like he already is planning out what he wants to do, how he's going about it, things like that. I think that's super dope, super needed. I just kind of want to go back to something though earlier that you shared about how having a family that didn't force you into this, or didn't overly push you into this. But they did help you, direct you into allowed you like that one. What really stuck out to me?
He was good at.
Yeah, and what really stuck out to me?
They let him know what he was good at, and then let him make the decision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what really stood out to me was when he said he was imagining doing his cooking show, and his mom just let him. She just let you do it for like 30 minutes, and just sat there and just watched you and things like that. Instead of
Hey, boy, you supposed to be in bed.
yeah, or even
Get out the
try to-
kitchen.
Or you know how like a
That's
lot
all-
of
that's all you really
a lot of
expect.
parents
Or
try
flip-flop.
to live vicariously through their kids, and that didn't happen in this moment. Like it was literally she saw a joy and a passion that you had, and knew that was something that you were good at, but just wanted you to do that. I just want you to speak on like what it meant to have your family really just stand behind you, not force you, but still support you in such a
I'm gonna say
way.
a good support system
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
so-
that's dope. That's dope.
It started with, honestly, and this is crazy. So my pop side is very. They watch a lot of food channels, and that's kind of
Yeah.
all I saw growing up.
Yeah.
So, but in real life, a lot of my aunties and them, or some of them, and like, you know, they can. A lot of my pop side can cook, but they're very skeptical of like young people in the kitchen. So it was like, yo, you almost. It's kind of like a little bit of irony there, like
Yeah.
where it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
you watch all these cooking shows, but then you're very skeptical.
Yeah.
So then I would be like, all right, I'll only cook for immediate family, so people I live in the house with, and I will only do it for like my brothers and like maybe my sister, you know, and my mom. And then like my pops, I'm like, I don't know. Until I get really good, I won't have them.
Even though he only cooking breakfast, but
Even though he only making breakfast. So I'm like, when I
Bacon and
master
eggs, you know what I'm
breakfast,
saying? Bacon and eggs, baby.
I'm gonna be honest with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, grilled cheese.
Being
too.
a dad,
Grilled cheese too.
right? My whole purpose in life at this point is to make sure my son and all of my children understand that there is criticism in the world,
Yeah.
right? And so there's a level of criticism as a father you're supposed to give your children.
yeah.
You do it in love. And when I say you do it in love, you have to make sure that they understand that you're doing it in love. So
Yeah.
you don't just criticize and then leave it at that. You criticize and explain, hey, listen, this is why I'm telling you this. Because once you get out there, I don't want you to be blindsided.
Yeah.
And say, all right, well, all my family said it was good. And then you get out there in the world and be like, hey, man, this junk trash.
No, I got you.
And just because someone has a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
And you know, it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
right, I agree. So and so you were talking about how like you before you cooked for you waited to cook for your pops, right?
Yeah, so, and this is crazy. So, like, eventually I started making, like, dishes I was confident in, and then I started making stuff, like, and my dad would be skeptical, but I'd be like, Pops, I know you skeptical, but try this. And he'd be like, man, he would never fully give me the credit and directly, but he would say something like this, like, hey, if I go grocery shopping and get that salmon, you gonna make it, and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? He was like, hey.
Hold on. That is perfect.
He'd be like, hey. He'd be
That's
like,
perfect.
I'd be like, Pops. I'd be like, he'd be like, it'd be a nice sunny day. He'd be like, man, it's a nice day to grill something. I'd be like, yeah, so what you thinking? He was like, man, I mean, I could go pick up some salmon real quick and you can make. So I was like, okay. So you see what I'm saying? So I was
So
like,
you
all
like
right.
the salmon.
So
you like the salmon?
And
All right, cool.
I kid y'all not, it got to the point to where it went from like me seeking the approval to just me challenging him. Like, okay, Pops, I see that like you won't tell me straight up that you like the food.
Yeah.
He can't.
But I see how you eat it, and when you licking your fingers, I'm like, okay. You licking
He
your
can't
fingers?
tell you. He can't tell you because if he tells you, he gonna it solidifies that notion that your stuff is good. He always wants you to have in the back of his mind. Maybe it's not good enough. Maybe I can do better. Let's see how I
I don't
can
think
make
it has to be that way, but
Like,
With him, it is.
honestly, I personally think it does. Why? Because there's always going to be someone better than you.
I-
If you ever
I-
get to a point where you plateau because you feel it's good enough,
Yeah.
I don't think you have to not.
get your point.
I don't think you. I get your point. I don't think you can. I think you can do that without not telling. I don't think that has to. It has to be that way. My dad always told me that something he thought something I did was good, but then would still push me to be better. Like it's. I think you can do both. I think it just depends. I mean, I'm not saying it's one way to. I'm not a parent, so I'm not about to tell you how to parent. But I'm just saying I do think there's multiple ways to parent. That's.
I cut him some slack. I definitely cut him some slack.
Some slack.
Only because it's just like, you know, throughout that process though of like making food more and more, I started to branch out to people that wasn't related to me. And like a lot of that was through people in the church. So, and honestly though, and I do see what Mark mean when he says that because, and I see what you're saying. Like I was always
I
open
think they
that.
both can be right. I'm not. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. I
no.
wouldn't say he's wrong.
It's
I'm just
definitely
saying.
like I see both pros and cons to both because
Yeah.
while I was like, okay, it would always challenge me to do better. Every time, and to this very day,
Yeah.
I will always have the notion that man, somebody would probably not like this.
Facts,
So
yeah.
I would be very overly critical. Like when I ask questions, like, all right, how did you like it? Oh, you liked it? Okay, let me look at the plate. All right,
Right.
You cleaned the plate? Okay, bet. I'm gonna hit you
Now
up.
you
I'm gonna
judging the
email
plate.
you.
They might not even
I'm
be
a-
that hungry. You like,
see what I'm saying? But now
you
it's like
you left them couple pieces
I'm
on there.
gonna
dog.
email you. I'm gonna double check if it's kids involved. I'm gonna ask the kids.
Catching the survey real quick. I'm gonna see the survey of
Put
the
a survey
survey.
together.
Yeah.
I get the survey of the survey just to make
Yeah.
sure everything was good.
But no, it definitely put the pressure on me every time, no matter how many times. I've made this for like at the Winterfest. I've cooked this for like I think 100+ people. I've made it for a wedding rehearsal with 50 plus
It
people.
was a lot of people at that
Yeah.
Winterfest.
I just need it for 2 people, bro. I just need it for 2 people.
See what I'm saying? But even 100 people or 2 people, I'm still like, man, it's a chance these 2 people may not like this, just like it's a chance these 100 people may not like this.
I'ma tell you right
so
now,
it
bro.
keeps me on my toes.
This gonna be a dub every time.
I feel like cooking for that many
This
people
gonna be a dub.
makes
This gonna
it
be a
that
dub.
much
Every
harder
time.
because you have to make sure that it's consistent across
Yeah.
all plates.
And that's true, and it's like, okay, but at the same time, it's like, because it's like, if it's 100 people, there's a good chance 25% of them people may be picky eaters. Another percentage may not really like salmon like that. Another percentage may not like peppers in their corn. So it's like, okay, if I can accommodate from 100 people, it helps me to adapt and like just.
This why you gonna win, dog.
I know how to approach
You
it.
just broke that down to know you do your research. Like
Yeah,
you
man.
know what's going on. You know that's why you gonna win, bro.
Thank you, bro. I
No, for
appreciate
real.
that.
Like it's not just that the food is good. You know, you're also not. It's gonna help you to not be overly critical when you don't need to be.
Yeah.
You know, like or bashing yourself. Like at times where we can. I know me personally. I'm the king of overthinking. Like I will sit
Yeah.
here and I will.
Likewise.
Facts.
I'll be overcritical about like everything that I do, and sometimes you can't allow. You know, like it's good to be critical. You should absolutely be self-aware.
But you don't want to step in your own way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that's good. I think I can tell that you like super aware about that. Like I just like that you know your research and stuff like that. You gonna win for sure. This
No.
food is excellent, bro.
Appreciate
like, it was
it, man.
excellent.
Bet. Rapid fire. Cool.
And so I just
I ain't with that actual question.
Go ahead.
Hey, I'm not
I
even
need
with
to-
the no,
I
though.
need to- I need to get one off.
Go ahead, G.
But it's a personal question. So, with this food right here,
Personal food. You and him.
how much
For you.
How much? What?
does this cost?
It depends on
get
who I'm
you to
making
make
it for. It can be pretty affordable and it can get pretty expensive. So like for just a solid group of 5, I buy 1 whole fillet. That's typically, depending on the market, 15 to like 21, probably up to
Do you leave the skin
$32.
on, my boy?
I do not. I actually take it off. Only because it's like salmon is already a tricky dish as it is. You tell people I'm making salmon and they kind of be like, So then it's just like,
You can get dry real quick.
yeah.
salmon's
And
not
also-
fishy.
But some people find it very very fishy.
Yeah.
It's a
I
weird
guess
dish.
it depends on if it's wild caught or if it's
Salmon is fish.
farm raised.
I will say this. I did have a comment. Somebody for a wedding rehearsal, trolling. Somebody did say like,
This cap wasn't.
I couldn't help myself. You said salmon isn't fishy. I was like, well, salmon is fishy. I mean, technically,
I see what you
pretty
said.
fishy, I think.
Nah.
I know what he
You
meant. I know
can't
what
see
he
what
meant. I
he's
know what he
saying. You
meant.
can't see what he's
But
saying.
no, I see what you said for the.
Troll.
What's up for you?
He is a troll of all trolls with that comment.
Hold on. I think you're the troll of all trolls.
No,
but-
With that comment?
Well, okay, with that comment.
Damn. But you worse than him.
I did get feedback where they said it didn't taste like fish because like the way I marinated
No,
it
for
and seasoned
sure.
it. They said
I knew what your
I mean, is that a good thing?
No, it was good. He's like most salmon, like a lot of people, the fishy taste or the fishy aroma, maybe what he's like you couldn't even tell that it was fish, and then when you tasted it, you only got like the essence of the salmon. You didn't get like
Exactly.
like yo, this could be anything if
My
you
girlfriend's
blind
not
for
a
it.
big fan of salmon,
Yep, see,
but I think she would love that.
see.
Now, is this the only way you prepare your salmon, or you have other recipes?
No, I have other recipes, but this is like I said, this is the one thing I'm confident
This
in
your
that I
go-to?
go to. It's the go-to. It's like, look, before
was
you
about to
try
ask
any
that.
other dish I make, try this because then it's to keep you like even if you don't like the next thing I make, it's like okay, but I know what you're capable of.
But I know that salmon fire.
So it's like, all right, I know
that
you got
salmon
something under
fire,
your
though.
belt, and I'm like, all right, I'm open to new ideas,
Yeah.
even if they like a hit or miss. Like, but I know you will cultivate that and stuff like that. So it's my go-to for sure.
Nice.
Bet. Rapid fire.
Yeah, but I think,
Rapid fire.
Rapid
We already asked
fire.
you to go to, so this is your go to, right? This is
Rapid
your go to.
fire.
Cool. All right, rapid fire. Beef or brown turkey?
Please,
Beef.
please stop saying rapid fire, dog.
I can't even get rapid fire because you keep interrupting me.
Because you keep saying rapid fire.
All right, bet. We're going to run it back. Rapid fire.
What's the next rapid fire?
Go ahead,
We're running
dog.
it back. All right,
Go ahead. Start it over, bro.
Start over? All right, bet. Rapid fire. Beef or ground turkey?
Beef.
Talk.
We're never going to get through it because you keep
Chicken or turkey?
Chicken.
Cod or salmon?
Salmon. Actually,
I'm gonna need you to say
Cod.
I'm gonna need you to say salmon,
properly.
by the way.
Right.
Salmon.
But he been fighting that L the whole time.
On purpose. On purpose though. On purpose. I do it
This
on purpose.
guy, salmon.
Salmon.
Well, it's really the English language's fault.
I want
because
an explanation.
We
I know
always
it's
we always
ratified.
got letters that don't make no sense.
I'm trying to,
It's
but
true.
I know, but I need more explanation on the cod versus salmon thing. So, why cod over salmon?
Because it's like, all right, I like the salmon that I make, but I don't like everybody's salmon.
Fair.
So, but like cod, it's like, man, to mess that up, like, and most of the time all you gotta do is deep fry and throw lemon pepper on it. Hint, hint.
Deep fried and throw lemon pepper.
I mean, I'm just saying,
not a
some
fan of
people screw that up.
You see, but it's like, okay, it's which one is easier to screw up though, like the cod or the salmon? Because salmon can get too dry, it cannot be seasoned enough.
The way I look at it is the best salmon is 10 times better than the best cod.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh,
for
that's
sure.
deep.
But if you say,
I agree.
but if you go off but the worst salmon is probably
Worse.
Worse
the
than
worst,
cod.
way worse than the worst cod.
Yeah.
So it's a weird situation. That's
I don't know, because some cod tastes artificial,
Yeah, but
and so that
feel
tastes
like-
way worse than dry salmon.
I feel like we stayed on this way too long.
Oh, yeah.
Rapid fire.
Like, back to the rapid fire. Breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
He's not bad yet.
Not that yet.
Oh God. Cooking for 100 or cooking for 5?
Cooking for 5.
Fair.
I'll take that.
Because of the intimate setting? Do you prefer, or is it actually the technical?
I think it's
Easier
the intimate setting because I love cooking for 100 because you get the rush, but cooking for 5 is like, yo, I get to converse with you while I'm making you food. Like we get to chop it up as I'm cooking for you.
Like you're on a podcast.
Chop it up as he's chopping it up.
Like you're on a podcast.
Yeah, like
Good plug.
like such.
Good plug.
Yeah, nice. I caught
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Rice or mashed potatoes?
mashed potatoes.
I'll take
Actually, rice.
rice. We was good. We was
Rice.
good. We was good.
Rice.
Kind of rice.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Rice you can do a lot with. You feel me? Because I'm like, yo, you would never catch me on a day where I'm turning down like
Some
chicken fried
seasoned
rice. Or I'm turning it down. You see what I'm saying?
I feel like you could do a lot with mashed potatoes.
You can, but you can really do a lot with rice.
I was like white
saying,
rice,
Man,
brown
Spanish rice, white rice,
wild
brown, mom
What's
cilantro
your top
rice,
rice?
fried rice.
No.
God,
Type.
Like type, long grain. Long grain.
Okay.
Long grain, I feel like, because it's like you got jasmine rice, you got short grain, you got brown, but long grain, I feel like
jasmine or anything, but
long grain is just like a universal rice, where it's like you can use it in just about anything versus you can't do everything with jasmine, but you can do everything with long grain.
I'm with that. I'm with that. Rapid fire.
this might be the second.
Hey, we ain't
Rapid
gonna
fire
win.
t-shirt. Let's go.
Yeah, so shirt. I will invest in the rapid fire t-shirt.
Hey, Kool-Aid or pop?
Ooh. Neither.
Cold pop.
Neither.
I'm gonna say pop because Kool-Aid it can be very inconsistent depending on who's making it. You know?
You
I ain't
ain't
never-
lying,
So
bitch.
you got
You was
Kool-Aid
not
and then you
lying.
got Kool-Aid. And Kool-Aid is when like you
That's
you
Gatorade.
taste the flavor and you taste like probably a teaspoon of sugar. But then at the same time I don't need
Ever
like
in my life takes a teaspoon of sugar. Man, I'm spitting it out.
see, but I don't need 6 cups of sugar either though. You see what I'm saying?
That's colored water.
Colored water. But I don't need water, sugar
Been a
either,
while
like
since I
colorful
had
sugar
some
either.
Kool-Aid.
When you say colorful sugar, you mean syrup?
You mean
Molasses.
That was some joy. So it's somebody eating Kool-Aid.
Go-to
I've
vegetable.
been eating Kool-Aid, drinking Kool-Aid.
My brother's eating too.
Corn
I
count?
used to eat this.
Corn's not a vegetable, it's starch.
See, dang it. All
ahead.
right, broccoli.
Broccoli?
Broccoli.
Broccoli over what?
No, I said go-to vegetable.
I feel like that's
Broccoli?
Broccoli would be my go-to vegetable.
basic.
It's just like it's all right.
It is.
Broccoli.
It's mine too. I'm
It
sorry.
can go.
That's
It's basic, but it's like it can go
I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, what would
At
you know?
home, our go-to vegetable is spinach.
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 I'm not
I want to
against
say
that.
ours
Or
is
asparagus.
a
I'm not against that. I'm not against either one of
Cooked
those.
spinach?
I feel like
I'm with
asparagus
this. I'm with the
is pretty
asparagus.
heavy in our.
But that goes back to the rice though, because
Spinach
it's
is
like
slimy. I can't.
how do I put it?
Now you gotta
Like,
make it right. If you don't make it right, then yeah.
I think I just don't like. I don't like I don't like the portion size of spinach. That's my biggest issue. Because cause me personally, once I put it on the stove, and it withers down, girl, nicely, bro. That whole bag go to like this one spot.
No. So if you take your spinach, and this is what I end up doing a lot of times, I end up mixing it with rice, and then throw whatever protein I have on top.
Yeah.
and then you have it all together.
Sometimes.
Does that get your chef approval?
Man, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I
I'm
take the
just
spinach.
I'm leaving what you like.
I would take the spinach
Okay.
and the mushrooms and like I would
Like
saute
mushrooms?
them with the onions and then I would probably like mix it in with
So
some eggs.
the way my wife makes her spinach, and my son loves spinach because of it. She does.
She put sugar in it, don't she?
No, not at all. That sounds awful.
That's almost
No.
as bad as putting sugar in spaghetti.
Man,
Cringe.
Well,
So
I put brown sugar in mine, but
All right, y'all. Podcast is over.
Conversation for another day.
all right, no, but my
Italian
wife
peach
does,
cobbler. That's
you gotta try it. You gotta try it. You gotta try it.
Italian piece.
You gotta try it. It's pretty good.
No, I'm never trying that. My wife does.
to it.
She
I gotta
does
be open-minded.
chicken stock and garlic, diced garlic in her spinach.
Oh, that sounds good. It's gonna have flavor for sure.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a
That makes
body
sense.
of flavor. It tastes great. You mix it with your rice, a little butter in the rice. It's good. It's
Y'all
really
y'all
good.
throwing down over
So,
there. You more rapid fire questions? I'm down for
Oh,
that.
no, I was the end of rapid fire.
that was the.
Rapid fire over.
Why he had to get so good? That
that's
was the end of rapid fire.
Rapid fire over.
Like, man, I don't know. I'm just super appreciative to have you here, man. Food's really good. I did have another question, but it kind of got lost in the
Rapid fire.
Yeah.
I do have one more question. Can we have seconds?
Man, you got thirds.
Say less.
Yeah.
Say
Nah,
less.
honestly, I'm gonna be honest with
It was
y'all.
a
Like,
food
I'm not even
question.
trying to be on that tip, but like, as I was eating, I was like, hold on, fam. This
No.
kinda-
Normally, but look,
I made this.
that's
But
normally
but first is gotta be good to you first, right?
it
Does that make
does.
sense?
But it's like after.
Well, I take that back. Because my mom used to make spaghetti, and she don't like spaghetti at all. Which is wild. But it was delicious. We used to love it. Like,
Yeah,
it's wild
some
that,
people go sick of it.
you know, black mothers. Let's just talk about them real quick. Okay, so
I'm not getting in trouble. I ain't do it.
they're a special
He did
breed.
it.
But he did.
How they make? Never mind. Go ahead.
They're a special breed. What were you about to say?
Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
I was just
I
saying-
want to see if we agree.
I was just gonna say they're incredible. How the dishes that they are able to make, the love that they put into their food.
You trying to get some brownie points?
I'm really trying to get a banana pudding made for
Yes.
Hey,
His
Ma, you know
mom.
we love you, right, Mama
Wait,
Platt?
Mama
You know,
Platt.
I miss you.
Wait, Mama Platt making. She
I know
making-
where you stay. I need to come. I'm gonna come
Okay.
by.
So you've never had
When's
it,
the
have
next
you?
I haven't-
barbecue?
Look, Mama
My
Platt.
mom, she makes.
Oh my
She on my
God.
head right now.
Oh my
Between,
God.
I tell them all the time. We've said this on the podcast.
I've had it.
Between her and my wife, banana pudding, nobody makes it better. I'm being serious.
I'm
We need to
down.
compare the two. So I'm both making banana pudding.
A banana pudding off?
Ooh, I know somebody we can call for that too.
Don't
Bet.
do that. You trying to cause a rift in this man's household.
Man.
Why would you do
No,
that?
he don't have to judge. We gonna judge.
I will say this though,
He can
Mama
just say
Platt
that,
been on my head because I haven't cooked for her yet, and she keep asking me when, and I haven't had the opportunity to.
So my parents have been one of the key people in your who have reviewed your cooking before because you made them some food one time. I think it was a bit ago though. I don't think it was recent.
Yeah.
And they said they were like, Caleb makes this excellent food. You made something for them. I don't remember what it was.
Wow.
Did you go over and make some food or something?
No,
like
I
that?
didn't. So
it was something.
It either had to be during the Winterfest or when
Yeah,
I
it might
was
have been
at the barbershop.
It might have been the bar. It might have been. I don't even remember.
If it was a while ago, it's probably at the
It was
barbershop.
a while ago, yeah. So it was probably the barbershop. But yeah, they were. That was the reason why I was like getting a review from my mom about some food. Like I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
She knows how to make good food.
Hey, you know what?
So,
That's a really nice idea.
The banana.
the
pudding.
banana pudding cooker.
Nah.
I was like, oh, I remember my question. But go
Food
ahead.
at the barber shop, bro.
Man, you can't go wrong. Hair,
Yeah, you can.
grass
So-
make you.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
That sounds unsanitary. I'm just gonna be the bug.
Well, no. When I do it, I always prepare it at home, and then it's in the
Yeah,
containers and stuff
Yeah.
like that, away from the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not like I'm in the kitchen 5 feet away from.
Yeah.
Before we
Yeah,
before
hair.
we
Ooh, get
before
that
we
out.
finish off and let you go because I'm gonna hold you too
No,
much
you
longer.
got. This is it. I was like hoping for another 30 minutes to an hour.
I wish that we could do that.
I'm gonna say that ain't happening.
we ain't. But no,
I gotta take my
I
son
definitely want to ask you, grilling. Is that something? Are you like a grill master?
Oh
Do you
my
love?
goodness, man.
Because
Oh, he about to fight somebody the way he said it, though.
We all feel like well, obviously you a chef, so I'm sure there's certain things that you probably do that I'm pretty prideful when it comes to my grill
It's
activity.
an innate ability
We
for.
trying to have a grill off.
It's an innate ability, I feel like, for every male. You know, it's just like grilling. It's just like, yo, like,
It's in our blood.
it's in us, you know?
Yeah.
And honestly,
I'm about to do that.
I challenged my pops to a grill off,
You heard that?
and I won.
You heard that?
Oh,
I won.
He took the dub.
I took the dub. And I will say this, it was one of the funnest things to do. So if you ever get a chance to do a grill off, do a grill off.
Bro, that's why he ain't telling you.
I
your
think
food
we
good.
should.
That's exactly why he telling you your food.
I
ain't
think
good.
we should.
That's why I made the win even better. It's like you never told me my food was good. Now everybody choosing my steak over yours. You feel me? And the
Ooh.
ribs.
Oh, no,
I made
Oh,
ribs
no,
that
he said
day.
steak better
To
than-
where like
Hold
like
on.
normally people say the rib
hold on.
fall off the bone.
Time out.
Oh, you can't do that, bro.
Time out,
You
time
can't
out,
do
time
that. You
out.
can't make a steak better than your dad. That's
Time out.
I mean, you can, but you know you can't do
You
that.
can't, but
I ain't quite waited today before
You-
I will.
You a steak griller, huh? You
man,
this
let's
man is trying to challenge you.
No. We will buy the steaks.
no, yeah, for sure.
steak
What?
and ribs, man.
And ribs. Okay. So
I made ribs where I thought it was
Now-
just supposed to fall off the bone, but no, it was like
this
the
is my
bone broke in
last
half.
question. This is my last question.
Oh
You
my
grill,
God.
but do you smoke your meats?
That's what I'm trying to get into next.
Okay, go
That's
ahead.
the next
Oh, yeah,
saga.
we smoke. So
That's the
I
next
smoke.
saga.
No, I don't smoke mine.
Well, I have a trigger, so you know.
He got a smoker, so
I ain't got no
yeah,
smoker,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
experienced in the smoker.
No, that's
So it
the.
probably wouldn't even be fair to.
Yeah, a smoker, I can't even
Because
I'm not even gonna hold you because I don't have a.
Like
never had one.
once you get
I
into
don't
it,
check my
I mean, and honestly, when I first had smoked meat, it was smoked turkey,
Pause.
and yeah, and it was amazing.
That's
It was absolutely amazing. I mean, best turkey I'd ever had
smoked
was
turkey,
smoked turkey.
100%. We
Yeah.
make it every year.
I
now,
don't mess with
every
the
year.
turkey, but
Honestly,
so
that's
what
probably
if
the
it's
only way I would
no,
get
I've
into
had
it
smoked
is if
turkey.
it's
Don't like it.
smoked.
So
Because
people always say that. I've had it.
It's a healthier
I wanna say-
alternative, but it's forever
I don't
bland
mess
to
with
me.
it.
Like
No,
it just
I'm-
lacks
I'm-
flavor.
When you smoke turkey,
Thank you.
you get the wood
No,
flavor,
not to
Uh-huh.
the seasoning, the smokiness, and it stays juicy. It does not dry out.
I feel that.
It's
And so before we, as we wrap things up with the turkey, I really just want to cut them off with the turkey. No, but seriously, we gotta
He's a
end.
hater.
As much as we would love to continue this conversation, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you
Pleasure,
on the
sir.
podcast.
Big facts, big facts.
Please come back. We would love to have you back, bro.
You ain't gotta bring food next time.
No, you got to bring food.
I
I was lying.
You a chef.
I was lying.
I want to bring.
I was trying to be nice about it, but
But-
key in the door.
But I just want to applaud you for one because your food is excellent, bro.
Thank you, man. I
This was
appreciate it.
Last
delicious.
rapid
Can we,
fire desserts.
Desserts, yes.
go to.
Coconut creme brulee.
All right.
Fantastic. That sounds interesting. Actually, I really would like to try that. So, but
Can we show them
gotta-
the plates? Can we, as a testament? Can we?
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
it's gone.
Ain't no, hey, ain't no food, bro.
Ain't
I got
nothing
nothing
here.
Y'all heard him say
not
plates
one
because it
lie.
ain't no food. Right?
It's just all.
So, I just want to go ahead. We're gonna sign off from Boys to Men. Thanks again for y'all, joining with us.
One.
See y'all on the next one.
5.